Now, your forecast first, sponsored by Matex Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
Wow, it was a cold start to this morning. 6 below zero. Hey, look, my tie and my shirt matches the color of the temperatures here. Very cold readings here in the single digits. 7 in Champaign right now with the wind chill at -2. That is a major improvement, though, from this morning. We were -6 with the temperature and -21 with the wind chill. And we are only going to get better, believe it or not, as we go throughout tonight with those temperatures. Clear skies. It was nice to see the sun shine out there. Just didn't warm us up a whole lot. If you're heading home here this evening, still look out for some of those slick spots on the roads, but look what happens. The temperature goes up instead of down that we typically see on this graphic here. We'll talk about how things really warm up for the weekend when we come back. WCIA 3 News starts right now.
Now from WCIA 3 News.
This case in particular has been such a tragedy for so long.
It finally came to a close more than a decade after a brutal murder in Muhammad. Plus, a homeowner shot and killed an intruder while someone else is facing murder charges.
We shouldn't really have been out there. I mean, the morning after, things were still falling, and you just didn't know when.
And cracking tree branches and power outages that lasted a week. What else? Some are remembering about the ice storm 30 years ago.
You're watching your local news leader. This is WCIA 3 News at 5.
To be able to be a part of bringing closure to this family and to this community is a bit overwhelming for me, to be honest.
After more than a decade, the case of Holly Cassano's murder is closed. Good evening, I'm Paul Cicchini.
And I'm Jennifer Roscoe. Michael Henslick was found guilty of killing Holly Cassano in her Muhammad home in 2009. And because the jury decided the killing was especially cruel, he's facing a mandatory sentence of life in prison. WCIA 3's Aaron Eads is live in our newsroom. Aaron, this was fast. The jury deliberated for just an hour.
Yeah, Jennifer, that's all it took. The jury decided not only that he killed Cassano, but also that it was done with exceptionally brutal or heinous behavior indicative of wanton cruelty, which means Henslick will most likely spend the rest of his life in prison. Now, the jury considered evidence including bloodstains throughout Cassano's home, Henslick's confession to investigators that he got a knife from the kitchen, stabbed her to death, and had sex with her dead body, and a DNA profile that pointed to him. State's Attorney Julie Reed says everyone involved with the case has been waiting for this day for almost 11 years.
This has been a case that has been on my watch since the beginning, and on the sheriff's office watch. And I want to say that from the first deputy on the scene to every deputy, every investigator, every expert, every scientist, everyone who has been a part of this investigation, they've been incredibly professional, they've been dedicated, they have done their jobs well.
As Cassano's mother, Tony, left the courtroom, she gave hugs to both the investigators who worked the case and members of Henslick's family who had been watching the trial all week. She tells me she wants to thank everyone who supported her and kept Holly's memory alive over the years. Now, tonight at 6, I'll tell you how Henslick himself reacted to the verdict. Live in the newsroom, Aaron Eads, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
That mother did not ever give up.
She never did.
All right, thank you. Henslick will officially be sentenced next month. Prosecutors say they'll present even more evidence then. When Cassano was murdered, her daughter was just less than 2 years old. She was never brought up during the trial, but the state's attorney says she will be mentioned during sentencing. A Danville man is facing murder charges. Police arrested 30-year-old Reggie Haywood. They say he was involved in an armed robbery last month. One of the homeowners shot one of the other robbery suspects, Jordan Valdez Parrish. Parrish later died at a hospital. Haywood is charged with Parrish's murder because police say his actions during the armed robbery led to his death. And when looking at crime statistics, it's easy to think of them as just that, a statistic.
Yeah, but a new group indicator is reminding everyone there are people behind those numbers. Hearts of Angels is comprised of moms who lost loved ones to gun violence. They want change in their neighborhoods. WCIA 3's Cole Hankey heard those mothers speak today. Cole, what is the message they're sending?
They just want the violence to stop, but they also realize that they are just at the beginning of this long path to reach that end, and they are using their stories to get there. For some, it's been years, others only months, but all the families behind Hearts of Angels have been hit by tragedy.
And every time I hear a gunshot or hear on the scanner that someone else has been wounded or killed with, gunfire, it's heartbreaking. It's like reliving the whole thing all over again.
Since 2017, Decatur is averaging almost 90 reports of shots fired every year, almost once every 4 days. That's why Hearts of Angels was created. They want to make sure people don't become numb to the stats, and they are just getting started.
Our next step is to continue to raise awareness. We definitely gonna have different movements. We're gonna have fundraisers.
The group has only had a few meetings, and this was their first public one. While they called on the city and police to do more in helping and help restore trust, they also know that the real solution to the problem lies in prevention.
Obviously, it's our hope and desire that the government or the police department does protect and serve. But the truth of the matter is they're kind of a cleanup crew. They show up after the fact.
And while they do hope to find solutions down the road, the group provides a more immediate impact as well. It gives them a group of people that understand the pain they are going through.
Instead of us holding on to the pain, we're trying to learn, to try to find a place in our hearts to forgive so that we can move on. It took me a long time, but I'm getting there.
Both the Decatur Chief of Police and the Macon County Sheriff were both in attendance today as well, and afterwards they spoke with those moms to get their ideas and listen to them. And now the group is still planning their next meetings, but they will let everybody know when those come up. Reporting in Springfield, I'm Cole Hankey, WCIA 3, your local news leader.
All right, Cole, when they have a next move, let us know what it is. Thanks.
A 9-year-old boy was killed in a car crash in Livingston County. That happened last night west of Dwight in Round Grove Township. Officials say a driver lost control of a car on an icy road. The car went into a ditch. Nathan Gass died in the crash.
Governor Pritzker says his budget for the next fiscal year will save the state hundreds of millions of dollars. Specifically, he projected it would save taxpayers more than $225 million in the 2021 fiscal year and $750 million over the next 3 years. Pritzker says the savings would be achieved by rooting out inefficiencies in state government.
Traveling out of Decatur will soon be a little bit easier. Amtrak is ready almost to roll out new routes that will connect the city to the rest of the state. Before, people in Decatur would have to get to Springfield or Champaign before they could get on an Amtrak bus. But soon, buses will pick people up in Decatur and connect through Champaign or Springfield. Taking a bus from Decatur to Chicago costs $44.
It's on cold days like today. Shelters are busting at the seams. How you can help any day of the year.
Plus this.
Unlike a tornado that has a pretty narrow path, usually, this was everywhere.
Many people remember the tornado that hit Urbana this past spring, but what about the ice storm of 1990? It was a time 30 years ago many won't forget.